Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sweating Geography YouTube channel. Today, we are taking on the third subdivision continent here. This is the third lowest, it's right around the middle there. There are 386 subdivisions in North America, which we are going to be doing today. As far as pronunciation on this one, I think it's going to be pretty decent for the most part, because I'm from the US, I speak English. I know how to pronounce all the Canadian ones, I believe. And I'm like an A2 in Spanish, so I'm like okay at it. So I think I can pronounce things pretty well. Hopefully, my only concern for pronunciation maybe is like Haiti and especially St. Lucia here, which all the stuff is in French. So I'm like, my French pronunciation is pretty weak, so I'm sorry about that. If you have some tips for it, if there are any that I screw up badly on or I need help with the pronunciation, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to get your feedback. And if you're from any of these places and are comfortable with sharing, that's awesome. I love seeing the people who are actually from the places that I'm learning in the comments. So it's really cool whether you're from a little lesser Antilles nation here, from Central America, or even just a random US state, then it's really cool for me to kind of like validation. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy. We're going to start up north here. So a lot of the basic stuff up here, like, of course, we have Greenland, and then we're going to do Canada. So we have Yukon Territory, Northwest Territories, Nunavut, Quebec, and a lot of stuff. This stuff up here is pretty basic. Most people know these ones. Labrador, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, PEI, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and then we have Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. So now we have those done. We're going to try to speed run through USA so we can get to the real meat, like the fun little Central America and Caribbean stuff that not a lot of people know. So we have Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, California, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, I can't type today, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, oh my goodness, Georgia. Okay, it gave me George, like St. George. Okay, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, and I seem to have forgotten to get Old Alaska here. And by the way, Hawaii is not included in this quiz because it's geographically in Oceania. Oh, by the way, thank you for Vicky for making this quiz. She's amazing. One of the best quiz makers, if not the best, on the site. By the way, the site is Jetpunk if you don't know. She's great. So thank you so much, Vicky, for creating the quiz. And also one thing I want to mention before we get into the real meat of the quiz, if you have any suspicions about cheating or anything, or looking off lists or whatever you might think, I have provided in the description of the video a proof recording that I'm recording from my phone in the back. I give you a little tour of what's going on around the setup so that you can know that there's no list or anything, and you can see both my monitors and me the entire time. So hopefully that will suffice any suspicions of cheating. Okay, so then let's get St. Pierre and Miquelon and Bermuda, and then now I think we can move on to Mexico. So we have Baja California, Baja Sur, Sonora, Chihuahua, Coahuila, Nuevo León, Tamaulipas, San Luis Potosí. I'm going to zoom in here. Durango, Sinaloa, Zacatecas, Aguascalientes, Jalisco, Nayarit, Colima, Michoacán, Querétaro, Hidalgo, Guanajuato, Mexico, Mexico City, or Ciudad de Mexico, Morelos, Tlaxcala, Puebla, Veracruz, Guerrero. I'm sorry, I can't roll my R's. It's so bad. I need to learn, but I've tried. I can't, man. Oaxaca, Chiapas, Tabasco, Campeche, Yucatan, and Quintana Roo. There we go. Now we have some more obscure stuff. This sounds a little bit more fun. So we're getting into Guatemala and Belize. Let's do Belize first. We have Corozal, Orange Walk, Belize, Toledo, Cayo, and Stan Creek. There we go. And now Guatemala, we have Petén, Izabal, Alta Verapaz, Baja Verapaz, El Quiche, Huehuetenango, Quetzaltenango, Totonicapan, and Totonicapan, I think is where the accent is there. San Marcos, Retal Uleu, Suchite Peques, Sololá, Zacata Peques, Chimaltenango, Guatemala, Escuintla, Santa Rosa, Jutiapa, Jalapa, Chiquimula, El Progreso, and Zacapa. There we go. Now we have, let's go for El Salvador next. We have Ahuachapan, Sonsonate, Santa Ana, La Libertad, San Salvador, Cuscatlán, Chalatenango, Cabañas, San Vicente, La Paz, Usulután, La Unión Morazon, and what's that one right there? That's San Miguel. All right, there we go. Now we're going to Honduras here. We have Honduras. We have Choluteca, Valle, El Paraíso, Francisco Morazan, which apparently is you guys' first president. I did not know that before doing these. Olancho, Gracias a Dios. Colón, Bay Islands, Atlántida, Lloro, Comayagua, Cortes, Santa Bárbara, Copán, Ocotepeque, Lempira, and Intibucá. Intibucá, I think. Where's the accent on that? Intibucá. All right, there we go. Okay. Now we're moving on to Nicaragua here. We have North Caribbean coast, South Caribbean coast, Rio San Juan, Ribas, Chontales, Boaco, Matagalpa, Jinotega, Nueva, Segovia, Madrid, Estelí, Chinandega, León, Managua, Masaya, Carazo, and Granada. There we go. And we have a little, this is part of Colombia, but it's geographically a part of North America. This is San Andres, Providencia, and Santa Catalina. San Andres it'll take, though. All right. Then down here in Costa Rica, we have Punta Arenas, Limón, Cartago, San Jose, Guanacaste, Alajuela, Heredia. And in Panama, we have Naso, Tierdi, Bocas del Toro, Chiriqui, Ngabe, Bugle, Veraguas, Herrera, Los Santos, not Colon, Cocle, Panama, and that one that's already covered is Panama Oeste. And we have Gunayala, Darien, and Empera Wunan. There we go. That is Panama. That's all Central America. Now we just have the Caribbean left. Caribbean, however way you want to pronounce it. Okay. Maybe can I? No, I can't really. Yeah, I think I can zoom in. Yeah, we can zoom in one more there. Nice. Okay. Starting in Bahamas, we have Bimini, West Grand Bahama, East Grand Bahama, City of Freeport, Grand Cay, North Abaco, Central Abaco, South Abaco, Hopetown, Green Turtle Cay, Moores Point, Berry Islands, North Eleuthera, Central Eleuthera, sensing a pattern, South Eleuthera, Harbor Island, and Spanish Wells, New Providence, which is where Nassau is, North Andros, Central Andros, Mangrove Cay, and South Andros, Black Point, Cat Island, Exuma, Long Island, not the one you generally think of, Rum Cay, San Salvador is the one that's already covered there. Then we have Ragged Island, Crooked Island, Acklands, Mayaguana, Inagua, and then we have Turks and Caicos, which is not part of the Bahamas, but you know, same chain there. Okay. Now we have Cuba. We have Pinar del Rio. I struggled saying that for some reason. Artemisa, La Habana, Mayabeque, Isla de la Juventud, Matanzas, I can't type, Matanzas, Villa Clara, Cienfuegos, Sancti Spiritus, and Ciego de Ávila, Camagüey, Las Tunas, Granma, Santiago, Santiago de Cuba. There's quite a few. I think there's a couple more Santiagos. And then we have Holguín and Guantanamo Bay, or not Guantanamo, just Guantanamo. It's not Guantanamo Bay. And we have the Cayman Islands here. And we go over to Jamaica. We have Hanover, Westmoreland. Actually, we have a lot of saints. This is where we kind of start some saints here. St. Catherine, St. Anne. Oh, it's already covered somehow. I don't know. St. Andrew, St. James, St. Thomas, Portland, Kingston, St. Elizabeth. I think that's another saint there, like this one right here. Is it? I believe it is. Hopefully we'll get to it later. Is it St. John? No, that's over in the Lesser Antilles. There's a couple of them. But we have Clarendon, Trelawney, and Manchester. Oh, St. Mary. That's what that is. There we go. Nice. But yeah, you can see just with some of those saints, we've already covered quite a bit of stuff over here. All right. Up in Haiti, the ones we have remaining are Northeast, Artibonite, Nipe, Anse, and Southeast. There we go. The rest are all just like cardinal directions and stuff. Okay. Now, in the DR, this is probably the hardest country in North America. It's not that bad. Most of these are pretty reasonable. This probably is the most subdivisions as compared to land area. I guess like St. Lucia and stuff, but this has quite a few. So, Pedernales, Barahona, Independencia, oh my goodness. Who? Oh, Bauruco, that's it. Bauruco, Asua, San Juan, Elias, Piñas, or not Piñas, just Piña. And then we have La Vega. Oh, I think I zoomed in one more than I should have. La Vega, Valverde, Puerto Plata. Check if the proof recording is still working. All right, we're still good on that front. Last time I did a recording, I got to like Mexico and then looked back and it had stopped because I ran out of storage, so I had to clear some. Hermanas Mirabal, Espaillat, Montecristi, Santiago Rodriguez, and Dajabon. There you go. Okay, we have Duarte, Maria Trinidad Sanchez, Sanchez Ramirez, Monseñor Noel Peravia, that's it. San Cristobal, and then San Jose de Ocoa was covered by San Jose in Costa Rica. Santo Domingo and Distrito Nacional, Monte Plata, Samaná, Atomayor, El Cedo. No? What? What? I'm almost certain. What the heck? Okay, San Pedro de Macorís, La Romana, La Altagracia. El Cedo, is that not? What the hell? El Cielo? El Cebo. Cebo, that's it, not Cedo, Cebo. Okay, Jesus, that gave me like a heart attack there for a second. Okay. Now, Puerto Rico, USVI, or United States Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, and then we're now in the Lesser Antilles here, so we get a lot of saints and a lot of random little islands and stuff. So, we have Anguilla, Saint Martin, and Saint Martin, Saint Barthélemy, Saint Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Guadalupe, Barbuda, and then we have some saints there covered, but we I need to recopy my saint apparently. So Saint, there we go. Saint John is already covered, and I think Saint Mary's the other one covered there. So we have Saint George, Saint Peter, Saint Philip, Saint Paul. Okay, and now we're moving down to Dominica here, and we still have Saint David, Saint Joseph, Saint Luke, Saint Mark, and Saint Patrick. Okay, and we have Martinique. And now it's time for Saint Lucia. So this is where some of my pronunciation is going to go out the window. So we have Grossislet, Denechi, Castris, Canachis, Anslache, Soufrière, Laborie, Choiseul. I forgot to pronounce that one. Choiseul, I think, maybe something like that. Vous Fault. And the one there is... What's that one? Around it, then he... Oh my goodness, what's that called? Please comment to me, bro. What? Come on. Come on, dude. What's he say? I'm gonna look at the it's not ideal, but we're gonna look at this. It's between L and S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Right. So we have what? M, N. Oh! It's like Mikud. There we go. That's it. Okay. There we go. Got it. It was up there. It just took a second to think of. Okay. Charlotte. And that's all we need in St. Vincent. Then we have Grenadines. Okay. And then the rest we have in Barbados. St. Lucie, St. Michael, and Christchurch. There we go. And then we have Carriacou and Petite Martinique. All right. Lovely. And now we have Tobago and the rest of Trinidad. So we have Diego Martin. The one that's already covered there is San Juan Lavagite, I think. There we go. And then Port of Spain, Arima. We'll get all the dots. Why not? San Fernando and Pointe Fortin. And Siparia, Princestown, Sangre Grande. I don't know why I'm kind of bumping about here. Chanaguas. Wait, no. Chaguanas. By far the biggest city in Trinidad. I just messed up. There we go. Okay. Majaro, Rio Claro. Cuba. Cuba Tabaquite Talparo, I think is the full name. And the ones there are, that's Tunapuna Piarco. And the one down there, Princestown. Penaldebe. There we go. Penaldebe. Lovely. And now we're just about done here. So we have two Venezuelan ones. We have Nueva Esparta and Federal Dependencies. And then we just have Curacao and Aruba. And there we go. Third continent, baby. Subdivisions are complete. Woo! Africa should be coming out relatively soon, or Europe or something. I'm studying for those for nationals, so hopefully they'll come out. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, like, subscribe, join the Discord if you're into this kind of stuff, like naming geography or just like really sweaty geography sorry for the pun there. But I have a Discord, and it'll be linked in the description. Lots of like-minded people who do this stuff like a lot. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always,